We are Team Fitz Graphics, and today we're going to be showing you how to wrap your Warrior TII helmet. Okay, when you get your Warrior TII wrap set, it's going to come in a sheet like this. And typically I like to start with the side wings, because then you can base the rest of it off of those. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to you're going to sit in your lap, and the best way to get started is to kind of use the buttons as a reference point, and then also the visor right here, so you can kind of see how it's already perfectly aligned right there, and follow that down, how it wraps right around the button. It's kind of where you want to start. And what you'll want to do is you just kind of set that edge. Be sure to apply as much pressure as you feel is necessary, but the more the better. It just means that it's going to grip the helmet that much more. And then you're just going to want to push all the air bubbles out and work your way across. Make sure it gets right on that center line right there. And then you just keep working your way up. And once you have that front piece set, the rest of it should flow pretty easily. And that's going to come right up in between the vents there. And then you just work your way across. Now, this is our 20 mil thick material. This is the same stuff that's used on football helmet decals. We use the same stuff for our lacrosse. It's very thick, so it makes it easier to conform to the complex curves of a lacrosse helmet. And you'll see these little wrinkles here at the top. All you gotta do is just apply pressure, and they'll push right out. Now, if you get it somewhere where you don't like it, you can always pull it back a little bit if you need to, and then just kind of work it all the way across the helmet. Pretty straightforward. We're going to do the same thing for the other side. Again, using the snaps here as a reference point in the curve of the helmet, I'm going to set that edge. Just allow it to flow right up to the peak of the helmet to where it butts up against or is just overlapping there. I'm going to set that, and you just start working up. Again, just pushing all the air bubbles out. So you can kind of pull it up as you're working across if you want to. You won't have any issues with it. Now, if it sets for a day, this stuff really gets aggressive. So you can't really readjust it, you know, after it's been down and set for at least a day or two. Okay, so we have our two sides. Next piece, we'll do a stripe down the middle. And the way I like to do this one is I like to line it up with these vents here first, just to give myself a good idea that I know that I'm on the right track. So that looks about right. And then you just kind of follow the contours of the helmet. The decal will it'll take over. And then you just keep applying pressure. Pretty simple and easy. Just again, making sure we push all the air bubbles out. So there you have your top. Then we'll move on to the back panel. And for this one, I typically start on one side. And again, working kind of off of that button there. Snap. And kind of use that to set my edges. And then again, just follow the contours of the helmet. So once you have that set, then you're going to work your way across. See this little ridge right here? You want to make sure that you get the helmet decal down into that ledge first, and then push your way up and down. So making sure that we're down in that ridge, and we go up and down. Across the helmet here. Again, pushing all the air bubbles out. Making sure everything is set. There's that. And then the final piece in the front, our chin guard, and all you want to do here is, I typically like to start on the sides because you can use these buttons as kind of a snaps and screws as kind of a reference. So that's about where we want to be at. And then all you do is just kind of rub your thumb along all the way across. Make sure we get all of our decals out of there. To the front. And there's our chin piece. And then there's the finished product.